In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Before we get started, I just want to inform you that this series was recorded over Discord. If the quality dips, it's due to connection issues. Greetings, fellow travelers. Welcome to the New Age Reborn in Power campaign. I am your lore master for the journey, MS Arthadian. And we have made it to the 27th session in this campaign. Just so you guys all know, technically tomorrow would be our 1 year anniversary of the starting of this campaign, but we'll consider this session like our 1 year anniversary. So, yay!
Woo! 1 year.
1 year. Yeah. So with that being said,
what did you get me?
Let us pass a baton around with a little gift wrapped around it, saying one year anniversary. Arak, you go first.
Hello everyone, I am Eleonovan, who plays Arak Vansman in the New Age campaign. I've got not much going on publicly, but working on game design stuff. I'm going to keep this baton because it was a present.
Okay.
And you're not allowed to give free gift.
Well, guess what? I got another baton with another wrap around it saying 1 year anniversary, and I'm going to give it to Sai.
Ooh, my very own baton to chuck at Liam's head for whenever he drops it.
Yep.
Hi, I am Ashes. I play Sai. And I am your local internet cryptid. I'm nowhere. I'm just here. You can find me on the Discord sometimes, but I'm mostly just here.
Yes.
Baton pass.
Who's grabbing
Liam.
the baton?
Yeah, like. Sorry, what did you say?
Baton?
Baton.
There was something right after that.
To Liam?
Okay, I didn't catch that.
What?
Mixed scales. Sorry. Marmaduke, you go.
Thank you, Liam. There we are. I've got it. I've got the baton that you so kindly handed to me. Hello, everyone. I am Marmaduke 9. Of course, my operator is some author called Matt, who is on this ghastly thing called Twitter and all sorts of other bloody awful places. And he does books as well, and yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
And
Do we have... Is our other friend here?
yes, yes, we have one more.
I'll chuck the baton at Caliber.
Why does it say 1 anniversary? It's not my anniversary. Congratulations, you guys. But hi, I'm Fulcrum Kane. I play Caliber and the Hunter, the Doctor, and whatever Arthadian has me do a crossover here.
Yep.
The candlestick maker.
And with that being said, let us get to our session. I have a long recap because of all the crap that happened last time, so bear with me. But yes, we'll begin our session. Let me get the music going too. Last time in the New Age, Squad 119, including Kyver Tremere, Alvar, and Marmaduke 9 and Buddy all landed nearby the battle for command of Thet. In the midst of his unconscious state, Liam encountered another white door in the space, but this time, instead of being able to walk through, he couldn't. Upon running into it, the portal shattered with voices from different people saying things like pledging themselves to something. Then, Bud woke Liam up, as the rest of the squadron all met with each other. Sai checked up on Ace while Marm hugged Arak. Then, a random pod flew overhead and landed in the forest near them. Azon suddenly woke up right as this happened and looked over towards the forest, mesmerized by it. As Sai went up to check on him some more, she could feel the need to help him, but as soon as she felt the corruption in Azon, she had to pull away due to the realization that it was something so episode Azon. Marm fired off multiple shots, which then ricocheted back straight at Kyver, with two hitting him and stopping him midway to his targets. One of the targets then disappears and reappears, beginning to fire, commands everyone to get back to the pods. They all got to the pods, but Caliber stops as he is offered a taste of what the voice entices him with. Then the female ebony black Redicon, fighting Kyver, gets between Caliber and Kyver, telling the hunter to go to the commander so he can see. But Caliber decides to try to disarm her instead. But she deflects his shot and dodges out of the way. Then she is ordered to retreat. Meanwhile, as Kyver and Caliber run towards the pods themselves, Marm goes to fire off a blast towards them to incinerate them. But the blast goes wide and the explosion gets snuffed out. Then he fires another shot, but it doesn't hit. Once Kyver and Caliber get to the pods, they all lift off into the upper atmosphere in order to regroup and find out what in the void that was. As they did so, though, another ship entered their space as they were hailed and introduced to a counter command squad coming in and boarding their pod, referring to themselves as the Legionnaires. And that is where we will begin our session. So, with that being said, the door to the pod opens up as you are boarded by a counter command squadron who says that they're here to basically, assist the counter command forces, but also they're order, fellow. And then you also see a Cantor who is again with gray and black feathers and kind of like peeks around the corner, and then a prime female with like purple hair, and she has these lenses that like just she kind of like looks at each of you and has her wrist codex and is scanning the area and scanning all of you, and you can tell she looks like the technical operative. You can't really tell exactly like everyone's position, but you can tell the guy, the prime in the center is the commander, and he looks at all of them, all of you, and actually he boarded into which pod did he put into? I forget. Do you guys recall? If not, we'll choose.
I don't think he boarded our pod.
You're
I think
inside.
he boarded
And a rock
mine
pod.
size.
Page
Yep,
27.
he's with me inside.
Okay, so they.
I'm Sai. Don't worry about me. The day's catching up. Continue.
I'm sorry.
Size pods, page 29.
So that would have been Azon's pod. Yeah. So, with that being said, they are inside Azon's pod with Sai and Caliber, right? Caliber is in there?
Yes.
Okay, Caliber is in there, and I believe Kyver is in there as well, because Kyver ran with Caliber. So as you see these figures, this squadron is now boarded in here. What do you guys want to do as they just stand around and they're taking in what is going on? They don't seem to have their weapons out, drawn, or anything like that. They're not posing as hostile.
You want to read them?
A rock waves to them.
You see the commander look over. Is like, you look like you all have seen a ghost or something.
We've been seeing a lot these past few days.
I see ghosts a lot.
Sai, when you look over
I
at
don't know what they're talking about, but I saw some freaking demon things.
That's about on par.
Sai, when you look over at Kyver is silent and he is sitting down, and you see his eyes are closed and he is not paying attention to what's happening right now. It's like he's contemplating something, or meditating, or praying, or something. But you guys are technically still have comms open between the other ships, so if anyone wants to talk, feel free. And right now it's just awkward silence. I'll give you. I'll let you know our mission. Ahara, can you show them the details? And you see Ahara goes. The technical operative begins to type in onto her wrist codex, and then you see a holographic image begin to get displayed. Currently, Core and Counter Command are in down there in the first place. You see the Cantor look over at you, and then Vagabond says, "Muzo, calm down." And then Razan just looks back at them, and then looks at you, Caliber, and then looks amongst the squadron. And then he looks over towards Vagabond, the yen, and then he says, "Vega, what do you think about this Redicon here and the squadron here?" Commander, I believe that Redicon there, he's definitely not... Oh, he's a hunter. Probably doesn't have much of an allegiance. Oh, he's a hunter? Oh, well then does that mean that you might betray us in the end? And you see the Cantor begins to push past, and then the commander stops him. It's like, "Muzo, stay back. Commander, we need to get the champion. We need to get Kina, please. Patience, all right?" While this is happening, Buddy goes and contacts Marmaduke. Marmaduke.
I hear you.
I have a secure call between us.
Good.
Isn't this the information that the champion? This is what Kyver was talking about. Why isn't he saying anything?
That Kyver was talking about.
Remember the sin that he had communication with before we got to that?
Where is Kai? Is Kyver even here? He's not here, is he?
Kyver is not inside your pod. He's inside Azon's pod with them.
Well, buddy, I have to be honest, I don't know why he's not talking. Perhaps he's in some discomfort or trouble.
We need to get inside the pod. Can I board onto your pod?
Yes, you come on board. And I suppose we should work out a way to dock with these other two pods.
Yes, let's try. And,
is there a spare hatch or something where we can dock?
there is only one hatch on the pod. So if you guys are going to dock, so the med pod and Kyver's pod would need to dock together, and then Buddy would come on board to the Kyver's pod basically, and then you'd have to undock and then dock with them, but they already have Azon's and this squadron's pod docked. So there's like 4 pods in the air right now, like hovering.
Are we in the atmosphere or are we in space?
You guys are like in space in the upper, like literally like the top, like outside of the atmosphere right now.
Rock is anxious. He remembers the last time that Marmaduke and Buddy were in a pod together.
Well, big guy, you're in the pod with us this time.
And that's the problem.
As you guys go to dock, Buddy actually docks on to your pod, and then it opens up, and Buddy rushes through. And as he rushes through, you see that Liam is on is hovering with Buddy next to him. Liam,
Liam.
you are there.
Hey, Marm.
Hello.
I'm still pretty bad.
Yes, it looks it.
So
how are you holding up otherwise?
I think I'm doing pretty good. So what's the sipper at?
Well, I think we're going to try and head over there to those 2 docked pods.
well,
Trouble is, we need to...
I don't know what we're going to do. Should we talk to them and see what's going on?
Yes,
Or maybe land somewhere else where we won't get ambushed. But I don't know.
Oh, well, Buddy, the point of an ambush is it could happen anywhere.
Oh,
So I don't know if anywhere is safe.
okay.
Let's cook up a little ambush of our own, shall we?
You see that as you're sitting there, Alvora is just looking down, and she looks at you, and she says, Marm.
Yes, dear?
What about and she points at your enhancements.
Yes, I was thinking about using those. Give me a moment. I'm going to pop back through into the cockpit and onto the comm.
Okay, as you go to do that, meanwhile, right before this, you see Kyver and Sai, like as Kyver is looking at you, Sai, he suddenly, like, you hear his voice in your head, and he says to you, I have encountered Redicon like that once before. And it was with Azon. But it was cycles ago. But I need to know the darkness. Sigh.
How much do you need to know?
I just need to know if we're dealing with a Void Walker, or if we're dealing with something more.
Would I be able to show him a memory?
Roll me a discipline will check.
There it is.
21.
First roll of the day? No. It's first discipline will roll. That counts. That matters for everything.
All
You get
right.
brain damage.
As you think about this, Sai, the ship's sounds begin to fade. And you feel that terror come forth as suddenly you begin to hear these faint whispers encroaching in, sounding like a hissing. And as this happens, you stop it, and you hear the sound of the ship, and you see Ahara. Commander? Yes. The Sin just had a little spike inside her void readings. Hey. You, Sin. What's your designation?
It's Sai.
Sai. Bio?
Bio.
Alright. Step back away from him. And
I'll take a step back.
the fact that when you went to recall whatever this was and you could feel that presence is very concerning. The time in which... Actually, roll me a lore check. 16.
16.
It's hard to make out why this is so different, but you recall the Void Presence back when you were on Torth Trin Trek, and they would sing, you know, the humming little tune that would corrupt people, basically. This is different. This is like the presence that you encountered is there in your memories. And Hera, you hear, is like, okay, they dropped. What did you guys encounter?
Something void.
Ever heard of the Duskborn? Or, well, Dusk?
The dusk. And I mean, roll for them.
Heck yeah, they get to have 4 checks now.
Failure. Failure.
Oh no.
Failure.
Instant
And...
death.
Oh, one of them succeeds. Ahara speaks up. It's like, aren't those the dark emotions of Evemore or something like that? I've only read a little bit about it, but right?
Yeah, correct. Not entirely sure myself. Not a right. God, don't even talk about it. Hell, now that I think about it, I don't think I've talked to a Redicon about it.
You hear Kyver speak up. We're dealing with a Void Walker of some kind. As that happens, coming in the comm system, Marmaduke, you open up the comm channel again.
Hello there. This is the pilot of one of our other pods. Would you mind awfully just moving aside so we can dock?
Oh. I see, so let everyone into... The pod's kind of cramped right now. Maybe we should... Here, let's land into... Crap. Hey, Hera. Results of the battle? There's still... Core Command is gaining ground. Dang it. Right. And you... He points towards you, Caliber. You said that they have many forces down there. In Foggerhelm.
Yep. Deep beneath the earth, too. Big ass elevator all the way down.
And then he looks back at his squadron. Uzo, what's the ETA on your people? I can definitely check. Do you want me to pilot the pod so I could detach and let them come in here? We're gonna get kind of cramped if we do that, but if we're all inside one pod, I guess we can make do with yeah. Go ahead, detach and call up the nest. See what you can find out. See if their forces are on their way yet. Will do, Commander. Thank you. And, yeah, thank you. And you see the Cantol turn around and then go inside their pod. The doors shut, closed, and then detach. As that pod detaches, Marmaduke, you can now go and attach to what would be Azon's pod.
Buddy, once we're over there, please scan them very, very thoroughly.
Will do. Do not worry. I made sure to make sure my scanning is optimal.
All right, Rock, Liam, you up to it?
Scanning.
For chatting with whoever these people are.
Okay.
Should we...
Oh, sorry, I had my mic muted.
Should we maybe check to see if... Never mind. And Alvora looks down.
Check to see what, dear?
Check to see where... If we could potentially find that part of the other Redicon that we fought down there. Maybe they're within the area.
It could be. Do you want to run the scanners and look for them while we're chatting?
I can,
that would be
I can definitely do that.
Superb. Alvora, are you alright? I know that was a lot.
She looks down. And as she looks down, She lets out a heavy sigh. I have a really bad feeling right now.
Oh, you're not alone in that.
Suddenly, you hear the ship dock.
Does this pod have an emergency hatch?
You do not know.
Can I glance around for one?
Sure, go ahead and roll me a perception check. You check around, and it does have an emergency hatch. Actually, the emergency hatch is in the cockpit specifically.
Is it alarmed, DI?
It is not.
Just for a little security, I'm just going to pop into the cockpit and go for a little stroll, just to check and make sure that things are all right over there. And just give me like 30 seconds and then go on and go in. And if they ask where I am, point forward.
Wait, you want to just... Wait, you want to go down? Or, wait, what are you talking about, Marm?
I'll close it behind me, just to make sure you can use the scanners.
Buddy looks at you.
And I'm just gonna...
You're going to go check on them?
Yes, give it 30 seconds or so. I'll contact you if you need to go in heavily.
Roger that.
And I'm gonna pop into the cockpit, make sure it's sealed behind me.
Okay, it shuts closed. And
I'll activate spatial breath, and I'm gonna activate superior flight.
okay,
Trigger the emergency hatch. And I'm just gonna fly out and around.
you trigger it, and it flies you out into space as you.
And you'd be back home for tea.
And I'm just going to zip around and... Yep. I'm just going to zip around in front of... I'm just going to try and look through the viewports of the other pod to see what we're dealing with.
Okay. You begin to fly around and check that out. As that happens, though, Marmaduke 9, I'd like you to roll me a discipline will check.
Oh, I think so. I may stick Disciple's Will on it. Or I might not, because that's pretty good.
Is that a crit? That
You
looks
find
like a
out
crit.
the 31.
It is indeed.
Okay. Marm, as you are flying, you are looking through the view ports of the pod, the pods. You can see them inside there talking, but then something catches your attention, looking towards the world, as you suddenly feel that lurking presence that you had inside the simulation from when you exited out of the station and flew out, and you felt that void-like presence. You can feel
From
it.
the planet?
You can feel it from the planet.
Oh dear.
The entire planet.
Oh, that's not good. Can I see the battle from here?
The what? The battle?
The battle.
You see from here, you could actually see the fire from the trees. You can could barely they're like ants, but you could see pods flying around and little tiny explosions happening.
They're not as adorable as they seem.
No, not at all.
But you can definitely feel a very strong void presence.
I want to relay that to Arok.
Okay.
Rock looks at Marmaduke.
Arok. You don't look at Marmaduke because he's out in space right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
he tries to look at where he thinks he is then, which is probably not the. Anyway,
as you go to relay this to Arok, Marmaduke, Arok, you are standing there with Alvora, and Liam is there. Alvora goes over to you, Liam, and goes to place her hand on your leg, your broken leg.
I have a broken arm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're past the leg.
We're past the leg. Sorry, that was Ghost placed her hand on your broken arm, and as she looks at you, she's like, "Sorry, that this is probably not necessarily what you signed up for, huh, Liam?"
Yeah, I'm kind of flying blind for the last couple weeks.
Well, as she looks at you, she's like, "Is there, buddy, do you think that maybe we can, I don't know, Liam, do you want to be a part of the conversations in there?"
If I'm not going to be interrupting you guys.
You're not interrupting. Just want to make sure that. Just want to make sure you're okay too.
I think I can hold on.
Okay. And Buddy looks over. He's like, Arok, are you okay? Arok
is Arok staring off into space right now?
You're kind of like staring off into space as you hear in your own comm it appears Marmaduke is talking to you. Marmaduke, what do you want to say to Arok?
Arok, I know you're, I think you and I have both had some void visitors. I'm getting some pretty big void stuff. Pretty big void feelings coming from the planet. Could be the battle, but it feels like it's the whole planet.
Makes me
I think we might
avoid it all.
We should avoid as much as we can. I think we might need to get out of here. I'm going to check the viewport. Hold on. When I look into the other pod, does it look? Do things look okay?
Inside the pod with everyone inside it?
Yes.
It looks like they're trying to get to the bottom of things, but you see that they're waiting for you guys to enter inside, and they're like, you're trying to figure out why you guys haven't entered inside yet. And then you see actually inside there, the commander looks over, is like, do you want to try to talk to them and see why they haven't entered? Commander looks over towards you, Sai, or Caliber. Oh, yeah.
I will. I mean, they're out in space.
Right now, their pod has locked on to your guys' pod, but they haven't opened the doors yet. Their side of the doors. Your side of the doors are
All
open.
right, I'll calm them.
Okay, as you go to calm them, you go to calm them, and then you see out in the viewer, Marmaduke is there. In space.
He doesn't look like he's suffocating, so it's fine. I'm gonna go to the window.
Okay.
I'm gonna wave at Marm.
Okay.
I was trying to be subtle about it. All right, Arok. I think everything looks all right. I'm being waved at, so it seems fine. But let them know about the whole the nasty planet business.
Okay. Rock then turns around and then says,
Are you okay?
planet is
Are you okay?
icky
The planet is icky? What do you mean, icky?
with void. The void.
You see Alvora look over, is like, she lets out another heavy breath.
We must avoid this planet.
Should we open the doors and talk to them?
I
Rock.
mean, they're calling, aren't they? Like, don't we get a ring?
Sai hasn't
Marmaduke
called yet.
told me to tell you.
Sai was just waving at Marmaduke. Is Sai gonna call them? Or
Yeah, I'll call somebody else who is on the ship that's docked. I'll
Okay.
just ring them up.
who are you ringing up?
It doesn't really matter who.
Okay,
I'll ring a rock.
Okay, you go in. Rock, you're being ringed up by Sai.
Sorry, I need to take this. And then he picks up his codex to pick it up. He answers.
So you guys asked to board. Are you guys going to board, or are you just gonna sit there awkwardly? I got the impression that we're on some sort of timetable. And I think we should be getting the move on.
Yes. I'll go ask him. And then Rock tries to talk to Marmaduke. So, are we leaving? Psy wants to know.
Oh, yeah. Yes, that's. I mean, I thought we were going aboard that pod, but we can leave. I think leaving's probably a good move.
Oh my gosh!
Door's still shut. Why
Full of
hasn't
void
anyone
stuff.
have opened the door?
Do you want me to open the door, buddy?
Yeah, you'll be my extra.
I don't know. Give it a minute. I don't...
Give it a minute.
Yes, I should probably come inside. I wanted to do cool space things.
It's very cool how you're not suffocating out there. Yes.
Isn't it just?
Replies to Sai. Marmaduke just wanted to do cool space things. He'll be with there in a minute.
Isn't he?
Buddy, because Liam said, "Yeah, you could open the doors." Buddy goes over to the cockpit. The doors that are shut right now. It's like,
It seems like there is an open hatch inside the cockpit. I cannot open the doors.
Wait for Marm to get back on to your guys' ship.
Hold on. I'll
you fly over.
I'll fly back into the cockpit and close the hatch. Yeah. And repress.
You see, as this is happening, Sai, you see the commander is just tapping his foot. Ahara is just looking over at Vagabond, and Vagabond is just like, I mean, this isn't, like, not normal for a squadron to be not very communicative. And you see...
We just got back from a very strange set of ordeals. Please forgive our lack of grounding here.
Yeah, it seems like you guys need a commander.
Everybody's favorite fantasy sci-fi sitcom, Reborn in Power.
As Marmaduke flies back over and goes to enter into the space, I would like another discipline will check from Marm.
Ooh.
I would recommend Disciples Will.
Don't
Alright.
do it to trap.
I will do Disciples Will. That's not bad. That's 31.
31? No, that is a 32, I think.
30, is it?
Yep, 32.
23 plus. No, it's 32. You're quite right. You're quite right.
Okay. As you're flying over, you hear... And it feels like something connects to your mind for a second, Marmaduke. And as this happens, you go to shake it off, and you feel memories begin to relapse. As they relapse, you see Operative Micah walking in front of you down the hall in Turthtrin Trek. And you remember seeing Frezzo, a Nugonian, there. And you remember seeing Reggie 10. And then you hear... Interesting. And then something comes out as you enter back into the pod. You feel like something just entered into your mind and saw your memories.
Stay out of there, you fuck. And then close the hatch.
You
repressurize.
Close the hatch.
Open the cockpit door.
The doors slide open. And then Buddy's like, can we open the doors now?
Alright. No, leave them closed. Decouple with fucking leaving.
Do it.
We're leaving them. Like Sai, we're leaving Sai,
Oh.
and we're leaving
I-
Kyver.
Well, hopefully they'll come. Hopefully they'll come with us.
But they're also inside the pod.
I'm going.
What?
I know.
What's wrong, Marmaduke?
Hello. This is Marmaduke. This is Marmaduke 9 to the other pod.
Buddy
Can you hear
begins
me?
scanning Marmaduke.
You seem distressed, Marmaduke. What is wrong?
We'll get into it once we're safely light years away from this planet.
You
Hello, other pod.
you guys hear
Hello, Marm.
Take the helm and please let's get out of here as quickly as possible.
nope.
I thought we're
not doing
boarding
that.
And
We need to rescue the champion.
The champion is on this planet.
Yes.
Yep.
This planet is a cesspool of void nonsense, and it just looked in my memories.
What? And then Kyver looks over, and you see Kyver now stand up, and he looks over. He's like, Marmaduke, well, what did it sound like? What did it feel like?
It felt like being dunked in an ice bath. It sounded like a hissing, horrible, serpenty little.
You said before that
trick.
you said before that the simulation that you were in, the station, right? Where was it located? It was within the void, right?
It was right on the border with the void. Or was it in the void?
It was in the void.
It was in the void, yes. And it sounded exactly like those things that were in the simulation in the void.
Kyver leans back. He's like, then he looks back at the commander and then says, "We too also have a mission to retrieve the champion.
Look, if we're going to go and get this person, we better do it quickly and efficiently."
Yes, and you have reinforcements coming?" Kyver asks the commander. Commander looks over, he's like, "Yeah, from the nest, specifically, as the champion is a Cantol. And we've been searching for the champion for nearly 2 decades now." Okay. All right. Marmaduke, you're not crazy to want to retreat. And to be honest, I feel like we should retreat, and that'd probably be the most viable option here.
Well, unfortunately, I cannot. I already got allies coming to the planet, or they're probably already there. And with all the void stuff, they're going to need help.
All right. Well, if that's the case, all right. Let's come up with a plan then. Marmaduke, can you board this pod, please?
Yes. Let's board the pod.
As the doors slide open, you guys enter inside. Liam, Avora, Arak, Marmaduke, and Buddy. Now, this space is a little cramped as there's basically 2 full squadrons here. 3 full squadrons, technically, if you count Kyver, Alvora, Buddy, Caliber, and then the other squadron, and then your squadron. But as you guys are all finally together, Kyver says, I'm not exactly sure what the full extent of what we're dealing with, but if my assumption is correct, I think we are dealing with the... And he closes his eyes and sighs. The Almighty. I'd like everyone to roll me a lore check. Sai, you already have an idea of what the Almighty is.
Lord.
And I got a 20.
I don't have lore, but I know what it is probably with a 12 and a 12.
Wow,
20.
everyone's going high right now. Look at that. Caliber.
Oh, the Almighty! Oh, yeah.
Caliber got a 9.
Oh, yes. Caliber.
Yeah, this is normal for Caliber not to know things.
You don't know this title very much, but everyone's heard of a title known as the Almighty. Usually, like the Almighty is like, you know, the Almighty is something so grand that it's beyond everything. But you guys also know that if you're talking about the Void, there are legends about a Void Walker being so great that it controls every other Void Walker throughout the Void and is considered basically a god in itself, or a deity in itself. It is like the deity of the Void. It is the thing that brings about absolute consumption of everyone's psyche until everyone is a part of the whole. But yeah, that's what you kind of get. And Commander, Commander Razin looks over, is like, "You're kidding, right?" I wish I was. But we need to assume the worst in order to prepare for what we are about to face. If we're facing the Almighty, that means that there is such a darkness that we are going to need to keep our minds about us and be as incorruptible of a force as we can be. So, a plan to get into this base. Caliber, you said that you went inside there and you saw the underground facility, right?
Yep. Almost 2-hour elevator ride all the way down. And
is that the only
I don't
way?
know if the...
Is that the only way in?
I'm not sure. That was the only way I know of. Pretty damn good choice point for everything.
Okay.
And
assume that every single creature down on that planet is corrupted, consumed by this Almighty. All in unison, that battle then meaning that it doesn't even matter. It's a distraction. It's a way to get people here so that we can be all consumed by that world.
Mm.
The thing is that what they don't realize, or what they might actually realize, is that there is a force coming. Commander, you said that you have a force of Cantol coming? Yes, and actually that makes sense. Cantol are highly incorruptible, as they value their freedom very much so, and the champion down there probably has the power to fight off a corruption like this as well. Alright. Our goal is to free the champion. It is not to play hero and try to quell this corruption here.
Get in, get the champion, get out.
Yes. Question is, how are we going to get in? And the thing is that now that... You know what? And he looks over towards you, Caliber. He's like, what was it that they were talking about before? That female. She said something about going back to the commander.
I think
she tried defending
the
you.
command. I think the commander of the base is probably corrupted. Maybe the entire base is corrupted.
That is what I just said. Like the entire world is corrupted. Whatever is down there has consumed the entire world. We have to assume that. Even the counter command forces. And he points over towards their squadron, and Commander Vazin looks over. He's like, now, if that is the case, if everyone is corrupted, we haven't been down there yet. And Caliber, you said that you have a squadron going there right now, right? Can you get in contact with the squadron?
I'm not sure. I haven't really tried to get in contact with them yet. I've also been going through a third party to talk to them, and you get messages to them. But if it helps, it's Azla's squadron. Viken, Azla, and Christ, I always forget his name. Nigonian that's with them. Clive.
Yeah. As you say that, Ahira gets a... Muzo's got in contact with the Cantal force. Huh. Alright. Good. Message Muzo. Let him know that we're devising a plan to retrieve the champion. And have him come back here at once. Yes, Commander. And you see Ahira turns around and begins to call. And then Alvora speaks up. He's like, can I say something? Everyone looks over towards her. I think I can scout ahead. You see Kyver look over towards you, Marmaduke. Scout ahead how? Razan says. I have very specific skill sets that I can utilize. And since probably no one knows
who I am, I can try to get in and out quickly without being seen.
Specific skill
Or
sets?
corrupted.
Or corrupted.
How long does this ability last?
As long as I need it to last. But I won't be able to communicate until I'm out.
Would you need a distraction? Commander Razin says.
A distraction would help. Definitely.
Kyver looks over towards you, Marmaduke, to see your reaction. What are you doing, Marmaduke?
I'm troubled. I'm not one to get in her way, but
Alvora.
I'm still troubled.
Alvora. And she looks over towards Kyver. And Kyver, geez, my voice very all of a sudden. I don't think that it would be wise for just one of us to go in. It's like, that would probably be the best thing we could do right now. And if we go in, we have to time it correctly. And a hair comes back, is like, the control forces will be here in about 6 hours. 6 hours. We have 6 hours. What do we have to look
Battle could be over in 6 hours.
Battle could be over in 6 hours, and if the battle is over in 6 hours, and Razin speaks up, if the battle is over in 6 hours and there's no more counter command force left here.
And we don't have a clear path to get the champion.
What they don't know is that we are working together, right? Us. Unless one of you is already corrupted and being looked through.
I mentioned he's looking at my memories. Or has had a look at them.
So then, Plasmatic Knight? Have you thought of a plan, or should we just go on with the scout to figure out the actual numbers that we're facing? And you see Kyver closes his eyes and is like, Master, what would you do?
I don't want you going in alone, Alvora.
I know you don't.
I should probably go with her. They wanted me to report back after I had found y'all and given y'all's new orders from Core Command, but maybe if I'm gone too long, they'll start getting suspicious. And perhaps having me on the inside would help out a lot on the way out.
What do we know of that? Were those 3 Redicon a part of the... They didn't have Core Command uniforms on. Were they partnered with the Redicon in Core Command? The thing is that every single person on that planet we have to assume is corrupted, so they will know, Caliber, that you are with us.
Worth a shot.
Kyver looks over at you, Sai. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, it doesn't seem like this is a situation where we can leave and have somebody more prepared and qualified. We're kind of on a timetable. We're here. And it needs to be done.
All right. If we need to, our squadron is the most elite in Counter Command, so we can definitely provide a distraction. If need be. Alvora looks over at you, Caliber. You want to accompany me?
Sure. Even if the whole imposter thing doesn't work out, I'm still very well versed in stealth.
Well, if you go in and you're able to open up the doors, maybe I could sneak with you. But yeah, we'll have to see. As this happens, you guys hear a being hailed on the ship systems. And as you're hailed, you don't know where it's coming from, actually.
All right. Incoming message.
Incoming message?
Incoming message.
Kyver looks over and he's like, Answer it, Sai.
I answer the comm.
You answer it and it creates a holographic image. And you see a Sin frame appear. The same Sin frame that you saw inside Kyver's ship, Marmaduke. The same Sin frame that Caliber you have met. And you hear, Greetings, everyone. I am the Archivist. I am a Guardian. A Master Guardian, at that. And I am here to assist. As this figure says this, Caliber, it is VX 215. And Kyver says, "Hello, VX. Well, I didn't expect this, but the assistance would definitely be appreciated. Well, how should we proceed?" Funny you should ask. I have a plan that if you are able to do so, I believe there is a chance of a 98.2% success rate. And as he says this, we're going to end the session there.
Yes.
I can work with those odds.
You can work with those odds until you realize what the plan is.
What? Do I have
Paul's breaking
to
your arms and
break
legs.
my other arm?
If we could save the world by breaking Liam's arms and legs, I think we're
I think
good.
we're set. We're good to go.
I will give you a little bit of a spoiler. The plan has to do with Liam.
Oh, wow.
Liam!
Oh, lovely. I still have a broken arm.
there's not
You do.
as many parts
You
of
do.
them that can break. Left.
How is this supposed to work?
It's gonna be a good plan, but you gotta go through with it according to the plan.
The last time I tried following someone's plan, it did not work well.
Yes, that is true. But anyways, figured we'd end it earlier this time to let you guys kind of get some rest, and then that way I could spend the next 2 weeks figuring out that plan.
Oh, you don't even have a plan.
I don't even have a plan. Nah. But yes, thank you all for listening to Entry 27. As this was an interesting one, we have a cluster of NPCs that are there, and yeah, this tends to happen for me. I always have like 10 NPCs.
Listening to you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
I think the funniest part was when when it was you talking to like, what do you think, Kyver? And then there was a big pause, as if you're trying to think of what you're trying to.
Yeah, because I had to jump between each character and figure out what. Yeah, but thank you all for listening, and for those of you who are listening on the podcast, please like, share, subscribe to the actual podcast on whatever podcasting platform you're using. Come and join our Discord server. For we want company. We want to see you all here. So that'd be nice too. But thank you all for listening, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power. I thank you for listening to The New Age. Come subscribe as a Chosen so you may gain access to exclusive entries and make your very own Chosen of the Core. Then join us in the new Expanding Universe Discord server, where we run weekly sessions, teach homebrew mechanics, and much more. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.